so much going on, right? I mean, there's not a lot of time.
Yeah, there's never a minute. And if there is a minute, then it gets taken, but blissfully taken.
It's pretty wild.
It really is. And I don't know if y'all are feeling it, but this Virgo season has been a lot.
It really, really has.
It has. And the book club is popping, honey. We're taking it real slow. This week we've gotten to chapter 2.
Right.
And, it is really serving. And we're taking it slow now. And then the next episode, we're really going to take a little deep dive and maybe go a few chapters.
I hear it. So, everyone, welcome to Bootsies Book Club and such. And as you know, we're reading Dancer from the Dance. And last week was amazing, right? Because it's an introduction to our book club, to getting to know an author, getting a visual and being taken to a place in Fire Island where the gays were gaying, and just having a party. And we get to take you there. And along the way, friends are picking up the book. People are joining the book club. And, no matter how much time that you have in the day, take a minute, get some time for yourself and read and join us in reading the book.
Yes. Because why, Boots? Reading is what?
Reading is fundamental.
And I think it's, I really challenge you guys to join in with us. It's a great book. There's a lot to it, but I think it's a really, whether you're queer or not, it gives you a look into the life and also people that have been through similar experiences. You really kind of connect to a lot of things, even though this is like a time capsule, this book. It is a time capsule that it really is it's so similar to today. And, it's the gay life don't really change much.
I mean, what a magical time capsule Andrew Holleran created. And I'm loving where Malone, the journey that Sutherland is painting for us in their journey. Like we were just speaking about, it doesn't matter if you're in Fire Island, but they're really taking you to a place where it all started to evolve for them personally, in their own lives outside of Fire Island. And Sutherland gets to share with us just the magic of Manhattan and the club scene, the nightlife, and how magic can be created anywhere. After dark, in a quiet place, in a deserted place.
And how there were so many parts in the book that talk about the other life, right? These people's other lives, they were someone during the day, and then at night on these dance floors, they turned into someone else. And those parts were so powerful. One that comes to mind is, they were talking in the book, they say, what do they refer to the Asian guy? In the book, they refer to him as Oriental. And they say that he kind of goes out every night and everyone is loathing over him. They just want him, but he never takes anyone home because he doesn't want that to ever go away. And he thinks that if he ever goes home with one of these, the allure will then be gone and then he'll be just like everyone else. That's so powerful.
That only image that he wants for himself is to be desired.
Yeah.
It's to walk in to be desired, to leave and be desired. And one, a slip away from that would be giving himself away to somebody, in the club that really wanted him. So he was the one who went home and didn't sleep with anybody, but he continued to be desired. And it was a mystery, right? Of why is it so powerful? everyone is looking for a flaw. Like, you may be gorgeous, you may be beautiful, but what is your flaw? What can I get from you, that makes me feel okay about myself,
Totally.
knowing a flaw about you. And so you're kind of going through, it's kind of like a library of, people coming through, and everyone is reading, everyone is taking a read on who you are, what you're doing, and, where you fit in.
Yeah, and it's a beautiful look into how, like, sexuality is so, it can be all of these things, and it can have all of these different hats. Like, it really just shows you that it's always been that way, where it's like, certain people are into this, certain people are into that, and certain people, there was a part in the book where they talk about, I don't remember exactly the person's name, but they were referring to someone as like a sex worker, and how they can never actually then become in a relationship, because it's like they wanted a relationship, but then the sexual part of it was like hard for them,
Mm,
you know?
right.
And the way that they talked about the people on the dance floor, like they were these auras that were just, when they went on the dance floor, they like embodied something.
Right.
And they would be, they would glisten in the night and on these dance floors, which it brings me to like thinking about my experience going out and going to these kind of clubs growing up, and how like I never understood them. And this is really giving me like a really beautiful like look into like what maybe people see in those rooms. And you were a person that was in those rooms.
I was, I can relate in a totally different way, right? And before we go, but as you were saying, for me, I get the pleasure of taking my son to school in the mornings. And personally, my love is house music. It's a big part of why, I'm the gay man that I am. I have so many memories of being young, gay, beautiful, and experimental, and drug use, fashion, dancing, and the music, and staying up late was the formula for that. So now I'm a full-time dad. So in my life, I love to listen to house music all the time. I love DJs. I love DJs from the times that I was at the after hours, and I love hearing DJ sets. So I constantly have that playing, and I'll check in with my son and like, hey, like, what do you think of this music? And he's like, I don't know. He's like, I don't know when somebody would be playing this. It sounds like you're going to a party. And I'm like, so true. I was at that party. And now this is the party for me. I'm bopping around in the car as I'm taking him to school, and I'm like, I love this so much, and I love that he gets to know that part of me, right? So when we're in chapter 2, a section that I liked was they were the most romantic creatures in the city in that room. In their days were spent in banks and office buildings, no matter. Their true lives began when they walked through this door and were baptized into a deeper faith, as if brought to life by miraculous immersion. They lived only for the night. The most beautiful Oriental was in fact chaste, as the handmaidens of Dionysus were. He came each night to avoid the eyes of everyone who wanted him, though for different reasons, and Malone ignored their gaze. And after dancing for hours in a band of half-naked men, went home alone each night, refusing to tinge the exhilaration of his heart with the actuality of carnal kisses. The gossips said he refused to sleep with people because he had a small penis, the leprosy of homosexuals, but this explanation was mundane. He wanted to keep his life in the realm of the perfect, the ideal. He wanted to be desired, not possessed. For in remaining desired, he remained, like the figure of the Grecian urn, forever pursued. He knew quite well that once possessed, he would no longer be enchanted. so sex itself became secondary to the spectacle. That single moment of walking in that door, and even as he danced now, he was aware of whose heart he was breaking. Everyone was there. Everyone there was utterly aware of one another. This is what you were just talking about.
Yeah, it's
That
so
you,
powerful.
right? Can you imagine being that person?
You know what? And I think it's really interesting that I said it and then you read it because there was a time in my life, it was a club called, I think it was called Flame or something in Stockton. And we went in the beginning. And I like how in the story they talk about this night, this club that was the first year was the best year. And I remember when that, and I think I was 18 when I went to this club. It was like on the water. It was really beautiful. And I remember going to it every single week and just never wanting, always wanting to be there, always wanting to like serve a look and then disappear, like get attention and then disappear. And then so then each year or each week, it was like just more like, like a lower, more like these people wanting, but then I would disappear. And maybe I connected with that. That's why it like was the first thing that came to my head.
It's epic. It's epic to know like that feeling, right?
Yeah.
And I loved being young and wild and in that time of after hours and being at a club that felt like a secret.
Yeah.
Being with the drag queens and the club kids and the DJ and living the life of
And the
nothing else
outfits.
matters but the outfit and who you're with.
Yeah.
And that was all that mattered.
And I found myself, and I haven't talked to you about this yet, but I really like on my way home this morning from dropping off Matthew, I thought about this and I was like, wow. I was like, how amazing. I can talk for myself, but I think this is for you as well. But how amazing is it to be able to live in right now, live in your life right now and be like, yes, I love this. I love my life today. Because so many people live in who they used to be. And I could not imagine living in who I used to be. I mean, I loved it. I loved every version of myself over the years. But the one now is my favorite. But I couldn't imagine, always trying to then connect to who I was. It's pretty powerful.
Right.
It's like we're so lucky to like really just dig this vibe.
Because would you say you're not that person anymore?
Oh no, I'm a totally different person. And every version of myself has been different, They all connect and they're things that got me to today, but it's not who I am anymore.
It's a piece of you, right?
Yeah.
Pieces. There's
it's a
pieces,
chapter.
It's a chapter, and there's pieces that stay with you, and then you take with, right? Yeah. And that's the special thing about life. I was with a friend recently too, who I hadn't seen in a while, and came for a visit, and immediately he took me to this place of like the old us, like if and those I was telling a friend too, like those were some fun times, like the old us back in the day, younger, more careless, and I guess maybe a little more free and not having the responsibilities that I have now is really the truth about it. And being, spending some time with him, it was an instant like, trip down memory lane. And although I will always have those pieces with me, there's no room for me to go back.
Yeah.
And I just
think
like
when you said free, I think when you're young, it's like free doom. It's like literally anything can happen. Like it's
free doom.
Doom, yeah. We're doomed with that because you never know. There is one thing, and even now, like we can make a mistake and it could all fall apart. But then it was like reckless. Now, if you just sit in this space, you are as free as you were then. Right. You really are, no matter what you think is like making you not free. It's not really true. It's just like what you think. Because in reality, we're all that free. Like we could decide right now to up and move. We could decide Matthew is not going to school anymore and we're going to like homeschool him. We could decide all of that right now. And not everyone gets to do that in the world. But we could literally just disappear and all be totally happy with it. And that's a freedom there that is like pretty powerful. Reckless, but isn't that the point of this? You can't just stay on the same choo-choo path and then you end with, then you're going to retire, and then it's like, what's next?
Well, it's true. And in the book, you know, they go through the, you know, like the episodes of just people appearing and people disappearing, right? So the familiar faces that you saw, fierce with fashion, with the crowd, you know, the hottest one or the best dancer, or, you know, who always like, you know, reigned court, you know, at the club. You know who that person is. And
wait, can you just say that again?
Reigned court.
Okay, she's going back to the Victorian era.
Because I used to live, so I mean, you know who I was with.
Yeah. Yes, I do.
But what I'm saying is that you don't know why they go over, like, people just disappear. Right? Did they move out of town? Right? Are they getting married, planning their wedding? You know,
did they die?
Did they die? Or are they, you know, in rehab or cracked out or homeless on the street? And it's like, and so just hearing, you know, the ups and downs and the really depths of how free can you be, like you said, and there's an element of doom, like at any point that can hit. And for me personally, like, it wasn't always rainbows and cupcakes. Like, literally, like, my 20s were a huge time of exploration, of me saying I was free and maybe having a blast, but, you know, I crashed as well, and I was on drugs, and I was losing jobs. You know, I was, you know, making money how I could creatively, and it didn't end well. You know, like, I had a really terrible time in the end, and I had to change my behaviors and really kind of say goodbye to all of that, right? And it's like, as good as the times were, it was also the most devastating times for me. And I relate so much to this story, and, like, you know, what Sutherland and Malone are going through.
I'm telling you, there was a part. Thank you for sharing that, because it's such an important part of this, is to like share those stories and you know, because it's not all perfect all the time, and freedom is what that was. We were like reckless living, and that's just what it was. There was a part in the book where Sutherland, someone was talking to him, the young kid was talking to him, and the way that he described him was like, remember, he was wearing the black hat with the veil.
I do.
Oh my God. I was just like, I need that.
I imagine you.
I'm going to get that. Remember when I was talking about that on the hike?
Yeah, you totally.
I was like, I'm going to get this.
I need to get that for you.
Yeah.
I need that outfit. It was just beautiful.
So like, it's like, I kind of want it to be like a what are those called? Those hats called? The Prada one that we have. It's called?
Bucket hat?
A bucket hat with a veil, like, underneath the lip. Okay. Enough about
I'm dead.
My fantasies.
I can't wait to see it. And so chapter 2 reads, and they burst into laughter over their solution to this problem, while at the next instant, the creature who, for a reason I could not put my finger on, fascinated me more than any of the habitudes of that place, came in the door. Sutherland, he swept in, trailing a strange cotier of Egyptian cotton heiresses, the most popular male model to come over from Paris in a decade, a Puerto Rican drug dealer, and an Italian prince. Sutherland was dressed in a black noral turban, black pumps, rhinestones, and veil. He held a long cigarette holder to his lips and vanished among the crowd. The dark man began to debate idly whether he should go to bed with Archer Prentice, who was A, very ugly, B, had a big dick. I have to say, to all of our listeners and members of the Bootsies Book Club and such, Coco and I do not speak about what we're going to talk about to each other in these episodes of the book club. So it's so interesting because you point out things that are really strike you, and then they're also very similar to the moments that really strike me.
Totally.
So you were just talking about Sutherland's outfit, and that was the one that I highlighted for me personally that I wanted to share. And it's so fascinating, like where our minds are, like, creatively. And
I mean, we're lip queens at the end of the day.
Yeah. These fashion queens, and so exactly what you're saying. I mean, isn't that so gorgeous?
I mean, it's too many things. I mean, the way that everyone is describing the dance floor, from the glistening of the chest to the Egyptian girls that are, there was a part where someone says, those girls are Egyptian, and they come from pharaohs, and you come from a potato farmer. I was like, damn. It's like, let's just level that.
I know. I mean, like, chapter 2 was because Sutherland there's a newcomer to the club. Mm-hmm. And basically, Sutherland, becomes auntie and is like, dishing out, to his new friend, the newcomer, like the innocent, baby gay, as you might say, just ready to like mingle and do all the things. And so Sutherland is being auntie and is like, okay, this is the scoop, and like, these are, and I'm going to give you drugs, but trust me, because I'm not going to get you, you can trust me because I'm not going to give you that.
No, I'm not going to give you a hog tranquilizer.
Yeah, I'm not going to give you a hog tranquilizer. So take this.
Give you speed.
And don't sleep with that, and stay away from them, and only, only sit here. And so it's like, and I mean,
been there. We both been there.
You need a Sutherland in your life, because when you're the baby at the club, and again, for me, I was, I had a fake ID. All of my club after hours house group they were a little bit older than me. So
I have a question.
They took me under their wing.
Do you remember your fake ID name?
Yeah, it was Robert.
Robert, do you know what mine was?
No.
Luis. So it sounds like we have names that like could switch places. And I was only 5'6", which I'm definitely not 5'6".
I love that. Is so funny. Mine was Robert. I worked at a t-shirt store in Santa Barbara on State Street.
Really, this is your persona? With Robert?
That my ID was from my manager at the store. My manager Robert gave me his. He had 2 IDs, so he just gave me his. That was Robert probably for like 2 years.
Did you guys kind of look alike or no?
Well, I'm Mexican. He was like Asian.
Oh wow!
But we both had like dark hair.
You get past
the same colored skin. So yeah, it was. He just gave it to me, and I was like, yes, thank you.
Girl, I'll take that. I've never told anyone this, but my friend Sabrina was dating Luis, and we were all at his house one night, and I saw his ID on the coffee table, and I took it. I think I was like 16.
Wow.
But the fact that ID worked until I was like 18, you know where I got it taken away? Yes, take a guess. San Francisco. This club was the club before 440. What was the club before that?
Well,
remember the club before 440?
I do.
It's okay that we don't remember names, but that place. Remember when it was like so different?
Right.
And like it was just such a vibe.
Well, I want to thank you for your confession. I mean, get that off your chest.
I feel like I just took 10 pounds. I feel like I'm in a new era.
Yeah.
Mistakes were made. The tea is a tea.
Well, welcome to Cocoism, the podcast. Catch up.
Yes, honey, because we're on a break. We are
Catch up and no mustard.
we're also like on a break in our style, which is not really a break.
There are no breaks in the Bueno house.
No, we're just reframing, formatting. We are co-collaborating.
I
deeply.
love that.
Yeah.
Rearranging.
Yes, throwing away things. I went through 3 drunk drawers today.
I saw you. You just summed up the focus.
Yeah. That list today.
I noticed stay out of the way.
You know,
I have to do my little busy work. Like, what can I do?
What does it look like when I'm like in my zone?
I love it. It's not a bad vibe. It's a vibe you don't want to mess with. You know, it's a you have a I'm in my world aura, and she's cute. You know, you're out. You had like you're like weeding. You know, you're like sawing. You know, you're like banging things together. You know, and it's like it's sexy too because you're sweating. You know, your little t-shirt, little shorts, and you're moving around. So you started in the backyard. Little cha-chas running around, and then I see you working hard, like drilling, and you know, I saw you, and you do like very. I love that it's like, you know, it's very like super dad, super husband, like hot daddy, like work around the house, and you know, you're building things. I need steps. You build a staircase. You know, it's like very. And so you're migrating. You migrated into the home, and then you know, here comes the junk drawers, you know, crashing out. And I'm just in my little guest room trying to get the guest room together. And I mean, I could, you know, spend hours just organizing hair color. And I feel like
so many hours
accomplishing life at that time. And I feel very, you know, very, very, very like excited about what I did. But I had to go to a meeting. I had to go, you know, I went and saw my sponsor and that and I think all that is it's all good because I'm like doing what I need to do, and then you know I can do things while I'm out if you need something. But you know, if you're not asking me specifically to like help you do something, I think you're good, and that's all I'm saying. And you were turning it out. I mean, every time I turned around, there's something sparkly, shiny, and clean.
Yeah, I really get into it. You know, that's a day off for me. I was thinking about it a couple hours ago. I was like, that's a day off to me. Like, it's not like relaxing, like zoning out, unless I'm like, I don't know. I guess I also just haven't been drinking as much. So I don't have those days where I'm like hungover. So it's like, to me, a day off is like literally getting some stuff done around this house. And I love working outside. I love like I usually have the list in my head, but today was one of those moments where I was like, just make the list so you don't forget.
Yeah, and you started off with the list, and you had like 10 items. I had like 2 items, and like I was like, you know,
the list was just list. Like you could jump in and be like, I'm gonna do that, like you did.
I know.
You know, like you're like, I have the guest room.
Thank you.
And your hair color is its own.
I know, but yeah,
it's a lot. It's like I don't even want to like go around it because I'm like I don't even know what's going on in those bags.
Little bottles everywhere.
Yeah, and then the cabinet that's filled with like I'm like these color boxes have not moved.
That's not true.
Well, there is a handful of color that just sits there.
Well, you know what? And now you won't be able to say that anymore because I'm going to throw those away.
Period. Don't throw them away. Just use them. Find you a model. Feel like we're doing this.
No, but I do. I have used a lot of that. P.S. But I mean, I dropped you off at the vet, you know, for a little pumpkin and this little allergy shot. I was running around, and I love running. You know, I can run errands, so I went and picked up our kid from school. You know, I was out there.
Yeah, you were. That round trip is a lot.
Yeah, I mean, it's an hour, a little over an hour.
Yeah,
and he's dying to ride his bike to school, and I'm just like, never gonna let that happen.
Yeah, stick to it, boo.
Yeah,
I'm not having no part of that conversation. There's just you know, it's amazing though as being a parent. It's like you're kind of like get to this point. I feel like we've gotten to this point where like I don't really want to have certain. I don't want to be a part of certain things, you know. And I think that's okay. Like, say, like, okay, for example, you took his phone away, right? And then he comes to me and he's like, "Hey, can I get my phone?" Right? And I'm like, Matthew, it has nothing to do with me, so please don't ask me. Like you need to go to the source. Like if it was me that took him the phone away, if Boots was like, "Oh, are you gonna give his phone back to him?" I'd be like, when he comes wants to talk to me. You know what I mean? Like it's like that was your thing. I'm staying out the way. Like I'm living my life.
Hell yeah. I mean, that's how it should be, I appreciate that,
Yeah.
you're not, you know,
I'm
putting
like,
your two
oh,
cents
give me
in
his
and be like, oh,
phone.
mijo, oh, you can have your
No.
phone back.
I
This
love
is not grandma's
I
house.
love the archaic eras.
But I thank you for doing that because, yeah, I mean, when I have it out with my kid, it's like, we gotta hash it out together. So
Yeah.
we'll break the ice, we'll communicate, and eventually
Let's
he'll
see
get
the
his
beans,
phone back.
baby.
But I was thinking about stuff like that too, like today, just how there's just so many like so many things constantly going on around, our lives in everyone's lives. But it's like there's so many like different people that are just there, and there's so many stories that you hear, and like whether that's like a family member or like a best friend or a coworker or just something, and it's like one minute you're like hearing the story and then the next minute you're like sewn into it somehow, and you're like you've become part of it. And I think that
Mm-mm.
is so interesting in life because you may not even
Oh, I don't do that stuff.
expect what the next part is, and suddenly you're involved, and
You know what?
suddenly you're like I have a character
Yeah,
in the
nope.
story, and it's like how the fuck
That's a Scorpio
did
thing.
I get here?
That is a
I don't
Scorpio
know.
thing.
I mean,
No, mm-mm.
I mean, I'll ask
Don't put me in that.
Chelsea when I see you in the
Well, that's a
driveway
you and Chelsea
because
thing.
these are things that I'm not asking for. I'm
Yes, you
not.
are.
Oh, literally, I'm not. And
Yes, you are.
that's not true. I mean, I can
If you
innocently be just uh walking down the street and my phone will ring and then suddenly like I'm part of the story, and it's like
nope.
no, I did not ask for this piece of
Mm-mm.
information. I did not want to be involved, and here we go. And if I get involved, then it's just you never know
Yeah,
where it's gonna go, or or
or
how
nothing.
or nothing, right? I mean, it's
Just
like nothing
nothing.
or something, and it's like to kind of keep it at nothing, that could be an
Fabulous.
effort within itself. But
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
thinking that today. I'm just like, there could be a story, and then suddenly I'm in it, and I'm like, how did I get here?
Mm.
And it's
But you
like,
know how you got there. You go back and think about it. There is no unanswered questions to this situation. And you cannot say that there is because they're just all the answers are answered. They're all right there. I can answer all those, you know? Like it's all these things and they're very unfortunate that we can't talk about certain things.
right,
But it's all choices, you know?
right,
And
yeah.
you've made your choices and that's it, you know?
Yeah, I think I'm just kind of, if I had a badge or like a sticker or license plate, it would say "Don't include me."
Okay. No, but it's like when someone's like, oh, like that commercial. Oh, I don't usually ever do this. That's like the comment you just made right now. It's like
Right.
the people that say it, that means that they are. And the people that say they don't or they don't want to be, those people want to be. Oh my God, was that hard to swallow?
I mean, I'll make an appointment with my astrologer as soon as possible.
Sarah, I know
I need a
she's been out of
reading
town.
because life has been dramatic.
You know, but at least you know.
Yeah, and
At least
I can hide it in my house.
do you remember that meme that I showed you? And it was like all these things, and then there was a Scorpio. It was every sign and like what they would do. And then yours is like being hella nosy. It was like Scorpio and this girl like looking out the window, being hella nosy, being a part of the conversation.
Right.
You know, I don't remember mine, but like I'm nosy, but also like I can't.
Well,
and I'm the worst.
Nosiness runs in my family.
Yes.
And the gossip bug we all have.
Yes. So I think we should put a pin in that.
Yeah,
and then we should go right into let's talk television
and such. Okay. I mean, I don't think we need a platonic catch up.
Wait a minute.
Because
introduce the section, boo. This is your section.
I mean, the TV tie-up. Welcome.
Period.
To all the Bootsy rolls, all the Cocoa Puffs. It's the TV tie-up.
And how dare you start with platonic?
I mean, platonic just has an A++++. So
I mean,
you know, I can talk about them every week. I mean,
why not?
Because it's too cute.
Because you know, I think that they need to be on the podcast, so we need to just keep on keeping.
Rose Byrne. I don't know if I would ever be able to just look her in the eye because I would just probably drop dead, like just laughing. She's like, so funny.
So funny. And I'm just like, is that how you're just living your life, just being that funny all the time?
I mean, I know. What? Okay, well, I mean, we know they're doing great, but we were talking about Jenna Malone over the weekend because we watched the movie she was in. I called Swallowed, and I love you, Jenna, and everything about you. It's just like when I hear your voice, I was just kind of like reading or something, and then I put the movie on, and I was like, "What is that, Jenna?" And you know, and she's sickening. She's an amazing actress. I love her to death, and this movie is wild.
You know,
it made me think like, what the?
You know what I love about Jenna?
What?
Is when I watch her in her roles and just like knowing her and like being her friend, it's just like it's so amazing like how she just, you know, parts of these roles like is like, you know, it's just you can hear her and you can hear her like the parts of her that are like her and her life, you know.
Yeah, I know.
She's a super mom, she's a super person, like, you know, I feel like she would, you know, like be like us and like save a dog that was on the side of the road.
She would.
You know, like we don't play.
She's a badass mom with a gun, you know.
Seriously.
And when she had that gun, and I was like, Jenna, oh my God, don't hurt somebody. Like she was just like a boss bitch.
Yeah, and this movie was called Swallowed, right?
Swallowed, and they're swallowing things, and those things have to come out.
I want to like put a little disclaimer in this. Like it is a very visual, and like it is heavy. I think it is a watch that everyone should do, but
I mean, everyone is a big umbrella.
That's what I'm saying. Especially church folks. Period. Gosh bless, don't strike me down.
Jenna herself said the movie is cray, and when she said that, I was like, "What do she means?" And then once you get into it, you know, you're just like, "Oh shit, okay, I see what you're saying." Like,
I wonder what like that script looked like when she read it. Like was she like? I feel like she was probably like, "Hell yeah." You know, it's just nuts. It's nuts. And the guy, I can't remember his name right now, but I also love him. He's on The Monster. Is he The Monsters?
Yeah, the Menendez brothers. He's a Menendez brother in the story.
What is his name?
I need to figure that out.
I'll put a pin in that.
But Swallowed, you know, A+.
Yes.
I'm always excited for Jenna's project.
It's an adult film, for sure.
Yeah. I mean,
she's X rated.
There is some sexual fetishes.
Talking about things, eye contact. You can read through the whole thing, but I do think it's a great movie.
Yeah, round of applause. Jenna Malone.
Snaps.
We love you.
Crackle. Pop. Oh my! Have we talked about weapons?
We have talked about weapons. All I can say is that I am so impressed lately with movies and in general, this kind of like thriller, horror, like suspense, psychological films that are coming out. I don't know if it's like it jumps like from like the substance level of filmmaking, but it's like these stories are telling and they are so well thought out and so like well presented that it's like you're left like gagging, like, what am I watching? Who wrote this? How is this like so visual and so like it leaves you just like stuck and like, whoa, you know. And whether it's Together, I was so impressed by this movie, The Weapons,
what was that other one that we saw at Universal Studios?
I know what you're talking about.
Psychological, but also like very trippy.
So good.
Such a good one. We'll come back to that.
And then that Wayne's movie's coming up.
The football player.
Yeah,
him, yes. I'm excited for that. There's a lot of those movies coming out soon.
It's wild.
Yeah.
You know, and then you have like, you know, the independent films like
what?
Like Honey Don't with Aubrey Plaza.
Thoughts?
Very independent, interesting, unexpected, you know, lesbian chic, you know, I was like, the toolbox was open and you know, the girls were getting on and it was hot.
They were getting on the bar stool at the bar with people all around them.
Yeah, and
having a conversation.
It took a turn that I didn't expect and I loved it. It was so good.
Yeah, just period. Snap. I'm gonna give it a snap.
2 snaps.
Okay. That's fair. That's fair.
Right. Anything going on your television?
You know, I just, besides our like movie days and our shows, I try to keep it real, like outside of our book club that is popping off. That's really, besides that, I'm kind of like, I got a list and I got things to do and then I got to work sometimes, you know? We got to work sometimes.
Well, yeah, there's jobs and jobs.
You know, because we're podcasters, right? We're hairdressers. We're parents.
We're visual artists.
We're hairdressers in 2 cities.
On set.
We're editing. We're about to do an interview.
We're in front of the camera. We're behind the camera.
Yeah, we're all, I mean, why be on one side?
You know?
When you can be everywhere.
You know, and cheers. And then we get to see our work come out. Who knows when, where, you know, but
that's the thing with
it's coming.
You can do a job a year ago and it's just coming out soon. Right. We have some stuff coming up, y'all. It's all very exciting. Can't talk about it yet because it's.
We'll see Jenna on a new series sometime soon.
And we'll see her. She's done so much.
Most beautiful hair and her shining, you know, shining up.
Living on a pizza.
You have some editorial work coming out.
Yeah.
It was so fun to do with a bunch of cool creatives
and I love that, you know, about our industry too. It's really important to remember that, you know, when you're given opportunities, like you have a choice whether you're going to do them or not. And I really think that you should take those opportunities. You know, if it feels good, if it instantly things like are flowing and it feels good, then take it. Yeah, I'm rebirthed, baptized in the Bootsies book club and such, which I think is a good time.
It's a great time. Bootsies book club and such, book club and such.
Very cute.
With the amazing Coco, the host of the host with the most.
And you are the most of the most of the most. Bootsy, the booch.
And thank you guys for joining the club.
Bootsies book club
will be back next week.